the Contenders. I'm your host, Peg Young. Did you know that the temperature along the coastline in Korea has been rising at an annual rate of 0.024 Celsius for the last 30 years? Global warming is making things hotter and hotter in Korea, and it's making the distinctiveness of the four seasons here more uniform. You know, we're losing the crispness of the fall and spring and the warmth of summer versus the freezing cold of winter. It's kind of sad to see, and hopefully we'll learn how to stop the global warming process. On that positive note, let's welcome today's contenders onto our stage. Welcome. We have the Aesh team, Sam Nash and Dave Cromp. Aesh, I'm very careful as I pronounce your team name. What is it for?
It's just a sound we like to make when we get a little frustrated.
Aesh.
Yeah.
All right.
We picked it up here in Korea.
Hopefully you won't be making many of those sounds because out of frustration today, good luck to you, Aesh team. Going against the Aesh team, we have Lost team, Ivan Milin and Chris Chiavetta. Hopefully I got that right. Now, why Lost?
Well, the name of his bookstore is What the Book, and it's a little bit difficult to get to, so a lot of people get lost going there, and just general state of mind, a little bit lost, a little confused.
All right, and I think I recognize you from being a questioner, actually, on our show.
That's correct.
All right, well, thank you for joining us again today. Good luck to Lost and Aesh. Let's get on with our game. And Aesh, you get to pick first. Q, U, I, or Z?
Q.
All right, we will go with questions at Q number 1. Of the following, which sport does not involve the use of a ball? 1, soccer. 2, golf. 3, table tennis. 4, badminton.
Badminton.
Question 2. Of the following, which is the odd one out? 1, Muhammad. 2, Jesus Christ. 3, John Holding. 4, Buddha.
John Holding.
Yes. So easy, you have to pause for that one. Holding founded the Liverpool Football Club. He stands out, doesn't it? Odd one. And question 3. Of the following, which country's currency has a unit called shilling? 1, England. 2, Russia. 3, India. 4, Mexico. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
We'll chance it.
All right. And here we'll make it easy for you. Aesh, your final answer, please.
England.
Yes. And question 4. Of the following, which of the following was not a hit song for Elvis Presley? 1, It's Raining Men. 2, Love Me Tender. 3, Are You Lonesome Tonight? 4, Jailhouse Rock.
1, It's Raining Men.
Question number 5. Of the following, which of the following is not a former member country of the Soviet Union? 1, Belarus. 2, Russia. 3, Narnia. 4, Ukraine.
3, Narnia.
Yes. Narnia was a fictitious kingdom written in books by C.S. Lewis. And Aesh, I hear that you have a very interesting job. What is it that you do?
Well, we're primarily English teachers, but sometimes we like to do a little modeling on the side.
So what products have you pushed?
Underwear, mostly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Moving on to question 6. Of the following, what are the axes of a three-dimensional plane? 1, XYZ. 2, LWH. 3, ABC. 4, none of the above.
1, XYZ.
And we're moving on to question 7. Of the following, which of the following was not one of Thomas Edison's inventions? 1, fluorescent electric lamp. 2, automatic telegraph system. 3, oscilloscope. 4, universal stock ticker. We need your answer, and you have used chance.
Let's go with
Final answer, please, Aesh.
automatic telegraph system.
Actually, that is incorrect. It is the oscilloscope, and that was invented by the German physicist Carl Ferdinand Braun. And an oscilloscope, for your information, is an electronic instrument that produces an instantaneous trace on the screen of a cathode ray tube corresponding to oscillations of voltage and currents. And Aesh, you end the section with 60 points on the board. Now, Lost, you have a choice, U, I, or Z sets.
What do you want to do?
I.
All right, question set I, number 1. Of the following, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were the members of which band? 1, Bee Gees. 2, The Carpenters. 3, The Beatles. 4, Pink Floyd.
3, The Beatles.
And do you have a favorite song?
By the Beatles? Eleanor Rigby, maybe? Eleanor Rigby?
Want to give us a little bit?
I'm a little bit shy.
All right, question number 2.
I need a couple drinks.
Of the following, in the U.S., how many Great Lakes are there? 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 3.
But all of them are in the US. Number 2, 5. I don't know if all of them cross over.
Question 3. Of the following, which 2 colors, when mixed together, make green? 1, blue and yellow. 2, blue and white. 3, blue and red. 4, blue and black.
You can take this one.
Number 1, blue and yellow.
Moving on to question 4. Of the following, what is the name of the shoes worn by Indians? 1, moccasins. 2, minuets. 3, papooses. 4, atchets.
What is 1, moccasins?
Yes. A papoose is for carrying an Indian baby. Yes. And moving on to question 5. Of the following, during what decades did World War II take place? 1, 1910s and 20s. 2, 1930s and 40s. 3, 50s and 60s. 4, 1880s and 1890s.
Number 2.
Getting this answer will tie you with the Aesh team lost, and you go to question 6. Ammonia is a compound made by which pair of elements? 1, nitrogen and hydrogen. 2, oxygen and lead. 3, zinc and helium. 4, bromine and platinum.
Number 1, nitrogen and hydrogen.
Yes, it is 1 atom of nitrogen plus 3 of hydrogen. And the second combination is plumbum. And Lost, you have tied with the Aesh team. Going to question 7.
Okay.
Of the following, what is the lowest point on the Earth's surface? 1, the Bering Straits. 2, Death Valley. 3, the Dead Sea. 4, the Grand Canyon.
Take a chance.
We'll use the chance, please.
Surely we'll make things easier on you. And we need your final answer, Lost team.
Number 3, the Dead Sea.
Yes, that is correct. And you are now in the lead. Going to question 8. Of the following, in what year was the euro first established as a standardized form of currency in the EEC? 1, 1999. 2, 2000. 3, 2001. 4, 2002.
I know it's 3 or 4 because I traveled through Europe in that year.
We need your final answer, please, Lost team.
Number 3, 2001.
Actually, it was 1999 that the euro was adopted. You end the section ahead, though, Lost team, with 70 points on the board. And now a section where I do the least amount of work. We're giving you 20 words in a pre-chosen category. You are given 100 seconds to go through that entire list. Once you pass on a word, we don't go back. And Aesh, it is your turn first. And your category is capital cities. And are you ready?
I think so.
Go.
South Korea.
Seoul.
Newspaper in United States capital.
New York.
Capital city of the States.
Washington, D.C.
And the newspaper.
Washington Post.
China. B.
Beijing.
Canada. O.
Ottawa.
J. Philippines or
Jakarta.
Peru. L.
Lima.
The major sporting event this year in the fall.
Olympics.
Say the whole thing. Year.
The
country.
Olympic Games in Athens.
Say year.
2004 Olympic Games
No.
in Athens.
Year. Country or city.
2004 Athens Olympics.
Brazil.
Brasilia.
This is wrong, but the other city.
Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. Think of Egypt, the big monument S.
Giza.
No.
Cairo.
Not
Sphinx?
Yeah. It's a movie. The first word begins with L. 4 words. It happened in France, major city or capital city. Dancing. The dance begins with T.
Tango. Last Tango in Paris.
Kingston.
Jamaica.
Sweden. S.
Stockholm.
Beer. Hungary.
Bratislava?
Hungary. No. B.
Budapest.
Yeah. Amsterdam. No.
Didn't quite get to Brussels, and well, Rio de Janeiro is the former capital of Brazil. Now it is Brasilia. And Indonesia, Jakarta.
Yeah.
Yes. And you end the section with 190 points on the board. And Lost, if you're ready. And your category is The Simpsons.
Yeah, The Simpsons.
Is that a favorite show of yours?
A little bit. I'm more of a Seinfeld guy, but I watch a bit of The Simpsons too.
And are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
Son name, B.
Bart.
Father name,
Homer.
little girl name,
Maggie.
Writer, MG.
Matt Groening.
Television channel,
Fox.
plus FN, second word like,
Fox News.
no, other one.
Fox Network.
Yep. Bart always goes on this.
Skateboard.
Sometimes people say The Simpsons is a BDD of everyday life, starting with P.
Picture.
No. Animal that goes squawk, squawk, squawk. Pass. Town name.
Springfield.
Famous expression from The Simpsons. Starts with D. Do. Yep. This is television, like Oscar, but for television. Starts with E. Pass. My puppy name.
Snowball.
Person, next door neighbor.
Ned Flanders.
Writer, Homer's voice.
Initials. Give me initials.
DC.
DC. Dan Castellana.
Person who has TV show.
Itchy and Scratchy.
No,
Cycling
no.
Bob.
Nose.
Krusty the Clown.
Yep. Pass. Friend of Bart's. R.
Nelson.
No.
We had fun with your skateboard hint.
Yeah.
The award. You couldn't use the word award in your hint,
Yeah,
and
sorry,
I
I
think
didn't
that
wanna say
made
that.
things a little extra difficult for you.
Emmy.
For the television is Emmy, the Emmy Award, and Tracy Ullman's show is where Bart Simpson appeared for the first time as a small segment.
I didn't know that.
And
That was tough.
parody of life.
I was
You
trying to
end the
say
section tied, actually. Aesh and Lost teams, 190 points. So we're going into this very close. Let's welcome Mr. David Hwang with the questions.
Young, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. We're having a game.
We are. Wow. No. Aesh, Lost, welcome to our stage. By the way, you guys are underwear models.
A little bit. Done it once or twice. Yeah.
Wondering how do you get into that business?
We can hook
Nah,
you
I'm
up
just
after.
kidding. Are you guys underwear models yourselves?
Oh, we wish. We envy them.
Oh, you envy them. Okay, no need to envy. But anyways, though, I want to welcome you guys both onto our stage. It's a very close game, and let me give you the rules for the next section. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. The next section is a round of non-multiple choice questions. The first team to buzz in will get the first chance to answer. Now, if that team gets the question wrong, the chance will be given to the other team. Now, if neither of you guys can figure it out, we're going to help you out with the help of a spelling hint. There's 15 questions in all, 30 points per question, and 5 seconds to answer each one. Got it?
Let's
All
have
right.
question 1 then.
Alrighty, question number 1 is about food. According to recent news, this has reappeared in Singapore. However, the allowance was tagged with a strict condition that in order to purchase this,
Lost.
Gum.
So how fun is it going to be to present your ID every time you want to buy gum?
yeah.
Not fun.
Lost, you've got the lead now. 220 versus Aesh is 190. It's a very close game. Let's move on to question 2.
All right, question number 2 is about animal. The really clever thing about this animal is that they produce their own sunscreen in the form of a sticky, reddish sweat. The red pigment also has...
Aesh.
Pig.
Lost, it is your chance to answer, and he will finish the question.
The red pigment also has antibacterial properties which work to protect its skin from certain pathogens and accelerate its recovery from wounds. What is the name of this African mammal, meaning river horse, that lives partly in water and partly on land?
Lost, 5 seconds. Lost.
Hippopotamus.
Moving ahead, Lost, and let's move to question 3.
Yeah, the hippopotamus, an animal that is surprisingly cute. All right, moving on to question number 3, it's about agency. This agency launched the music download service to help raise money to fight poverty around the world. It will offer 300,000 songs to download through its Big Noise music website. It is an international charity dedicated to providing poverty and disaster relief.
Lost.
Amnesty International.
Aesh, it is your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
Overseas. It was founded in Oxford, England in 1942. What is this?
Aesh, 5 seconds. What we're looking for is a group that was founded in Oxford, England in 1942. Let's take a look at the hint. We've talked about this on Aesh.
Oxfam.
Yes. Oxford Committee for Famine Relief is what Oxfam stands for. And Aesh, you're catching up. 220 versus Lost, 250 points. Let's move on to our next question.
All right, our next question, number 4, is about sports. The Korean player Hyung-taek Lee reaped some great results in this competition. The previous winners such as Juan Carlos Ferrero, Andrea Roddick, and Andre Agassi.
Lost.
Australian Open.
Aesh, it is your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
Got knocked out in the early rounds of the event. The most unique characteristic of this tournament is the red clay surface. What is this world's second biggest Grand Slam of tennis?
Aesh.
French Open.
Yes. The hint following your answer, the red clay, gave it away. And Aesh, with that, you have tied the score at 250 points. Let's move on to our next question.
All right, question number 5 is about disease. The world's first leader summit at the 15th International Conference in Bangkok, Thailand will be held on July 12th, focusing on issues involving this disease.
Aesh.
SARS.
Lost, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
They will be discussing ways to make antiretroviral drugs more accessible and affordable. It is a disease of the immune system caused by infection.
Lost.
What is AIDS or HIV?
AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And moving on to question 6.
Question number 6 is about entertainment. Recently, this pop star has become the latest addition to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in central London. The wax effigy of this singer joins such music icons as Kylie Minogue, Britney Spears, and Madonna in the popular tourist attraction. So far, she has won 5 Grammy Awards for her solo work.
Lost.
Who's Beyonce Knowles?
Yes. And how happy are you to hear that Beyonce Knowles will be waxed and kept forever?
And ever.
In this collection. Very happy?
It's good for generations down the line, maybe. I don't know.
No Beyonce fans here?
No.
No, so? Okay.
And if lost, you're increasing your lead. Let's move on to question 7.
All right, moving on to question number 7, which is about country. The famous Mogok ruby is produced in the Mogok mine situated in the northern region of this country. The Mogok ruby is known as the finest ruby in the world and is often more expensive than the diamond. Due to the high tax rate of this country, this dream gemstone is traded and sold only in the black market. What is this country?
Lost.
Myanmar.
It's known for its old name Burma, or the Union of Myanmar is another answer we would have taken. And lost, you are pulling into the lead, and let's move on to our next question.
Question number 9 is about business. Japanese electronics group Sony has buried a 20-year-old patent row with the German investor of this. Last month, the German news magazine Der Spiegel reported that Sony had shed a few million euro in an out-of-court settlement with 59-year-old Andreas Pavel. This trademark of personal stereo is a transistorized...
Lost.
Walkman?
Yes. And was it a big deal for you when the Walkman came out?
Yeah, actually, I remember as I was thinking of 5th grade, and one of our teachers was asking she should get one for her son. I remember that. Actually.
Did you beg your parents for one?
No.
No, you weren't interested.
No?
I said, mommy, please.
I did too. I joined that begging.
Die. And moving to question 10.
All right, moving on to question number 10. It's about issue. It seems that marketing ideas are essential for everyone, even for spy agencies. Widely regarded as one of the most sophisticated security services in the world, this spy agency launched a recruitment website seeking anyone from computer security specialists and English-speaking waiters to agents for special tasks. What is this Israel's secretive spy agency?
Israel's agency, let's take a look at the hint. Aesh.
Yeah. Messiah? No idea. No idea.
And lost 5 seconds. Lost.
Mosul?
The Mossad is the agency that you were going for. And let's move on to question 11.
Moving on to question number 11, it's about Word. As the U.S. presidential election draws near, the public interest on the election issues are heating up. People are becoming more interested in Senator John Kerry's vice presidential associate called this. This means a candidate for the lesser of the two associated.
Lost.
Running mate?
Yes. Let's move on to question 12 now.
All right, question number 12 is about computers. Bill Gates said this could be a good way for firms to inform customers, staff, and partners of what they are doing. He said this regularly updated journal had advantages over other older ways of communication, such as email and websites.
Lost.
Log?
Yes. And moving on to question 13.
All right, question number 13 is about health. Researchers say that if you are having a bad hair day, that's me every day, it might not be your fault. They have identified this material called Frizzled 6, which controls hair patterns. It may explain why some people have kiss curls and some bushy eyebrows. These are composed of DNA.
Lost.
Protein?
Aesh, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
And are the basic units of heredity found in the cells of all living organisms from bacteria to humans. What is this?
Aesh, 5 seconds. Aesh.
Genes?
Yes. Now on to 14, please.
All right, number 14 is about economy. Last month, the Shenzhen Stock Exchange in South China's Guangdong province officially inaugurated a board for small and medium-sized enterprises. They followed this U.S. stock exchange and faced too many obstacles.
Aesh. Yes. It is the National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotation. And we got there eventually. Moving on to our last question.
All right, our last question, number 15, is about author. Recently, this author is promoting a new book that criticizes the war in Iraq. He says the US-led invasion of Iraq is the proof that good men make mistakes. The same argument is also included in his...
Aesh.
Michael Moore?
And lost. Lost?
Tom Clancy.
Yes. And with that lost team, you get to go on to the finals. Congratulations. Aesh, it was a close game. It was great having you on our show. What do you want to say to your supporters?
I guess thanks to Julia and Sandra for letting us off, Mom and Dad for getting us here.
Yeah, thanks to everyone watching.
All
It
right.
was fun.
It was great. Thank you for joining us today. And now Lost, you get to face our one-time winners going for their second. Next, how do you feel?
We feel good. We'll just try our best and see what happens.
All right, we'll be right back after this with the Lost and IIS teams. Final stage, let's welcome back the IIS team. It's great to have you back on our stage. We have Andrea Thomas and Sophie Bond, and you are going for win number 2. So what did your friends say upon your first win?
They're excited and surprised.
And are you ready to surprise them again?
Yep, we hope.
You've got a fight, Lost team. Good luck to IIS and Lost teams. Let's get with our final section. And now going on with our final section, we have 5 categories of questions ranked in difficulty from 10 to 50 points. There are 5 questions in all per category. What are today's categories?
All right, today's categories are flags in Brit history, literature fans, creative nature, and easy jazz.
And I'll choose the first question. Why don't we go with flags for 10 points? And the first question is multiple choice, meaning you can only answer once per team. Question number 1. This question is multiple choice. Which of the following flags contain the Union Jack, or the British flag? 1. Andorra. 2. France. 3. Australia. 4. Monaco.
Australia?
Yes, because it was a British crown colony. And Lost, you get to choose.
Let's go flags for 20, please.
Flags, 20 points. This flag is the only totally square national flag among UN countries. It resembles a red gift box. Its center depicts a white cross. The only IIS.
Switzerland.
Yes, it is. It is the Swiss flag. And Switzerland is known for its chocolates, its clocks and watches. numbered bank accounts, secret ones, supposedly.
Which I have about 3 of.
And it was admitted to the United Nations on September 9th, 2002 as the newest member. And IIS, you have the lead and you get to choose.
Go for flags for 30.
Flags, 30 points. Libya is a country in North Africa bordering the Mediterranean Sea, located between Egypt on the east and Sudan on the southeast. It is the only country whose national flag is a single color. IIS.
Green.
Yes. It's the nation's official color, and it also shows the people's staunch devotion to Islam. And this flag was adopted in 1977. And IIS, you're increasing your lead, you get to choose.
We'll stay with flags for 40, please.
Flags, 40 points. This is the only nation whose flag is neither square nor rectangular, but consists of 2 triangular pennants that are positioned one above the other. IIS.
Nepal.
Yes, it is. Nepal's national motto is, "The motherland is worth more than the kingdom of heaven." And it is the kingdom in southern Asia that borders both China and India. And lost, you've got to buzz in quickly to go against our previous winning team, IIS. And you get to choose IIS.
Flags for 50.
Closing the category, 50 points, flags. This is the only country to display a map of the nation on its flag. The current flag was adopted on August 16, 1960. It shows a map of the entire island with 2 olive branches below. This word in the English language is a Latinized version. Lost.
Sorry, Cyprus?
Yes, it is Cyprus. And it is the island in the Mediterranean Sea, south of Turkey. And lost, you're catching up. 60 versus IIS's 90 points, and you get to choose.
Created nature for 10, please.
Created nature, 10 points.
This rock is a naturally formed mineral and is the only rock that people can eat.
IIS.
Salt.
Yes. Its ore is known by its chemical name, sodium chloride, and it is found in medicine, used as a spice, a preservative, a cleaning agent, and you can extinguish grease fires with salt and deodorize shoes. All these interesting uses for salt. Of course, you have to process it for consumption. And IIS, you get to choose.
Created nature for 20, please.
Created nature, 20 points.
The popularity of this fish is partially due to its hardiness. It is a cold water fish that can live in an unheated aquarium or in an outdoor fish pond. In a pond, they will even survive brief periods of being iced over. It is one of the earliest fish to be domesticated and is still one of the most commonly kept aquarium fish.
IIS.
Goldfish.
Yeah, it's the goldfish. And they've been bred so that some of them are not golden at all, but you know, they have several color variations.
All sorts of colors, yes.
And do you raise goldfish?
Nope.
Nope. But, well, you like them, yes?
You know, actually, for me, I love goldfish because, I mean, I think they're a great pet to have. It's really interesting to watch those fish swim around. That kind of sounds weird, but it really is. And the thing is that they are very low maintenance. They like really take care of themselves. You don't have to keep the water heated. Like saltwater fish, it's an expensive tank with all these little things that you have to take care of, but goldfish are very simple. Water and a tank, that's all you need.
And no, he doesn't sell them for a living.
No, I do not.
The common fish is the only animal that can see infrared and ultraviolet light. And IIS, you get to choose.
Created nature for 30, please.
Created nature, 30 points.
All right. This animal is the only milk-producing mammal whose milk is naturally homogenized. In China, Great Britain, Europe, and North America, this domestic animal is primarily a milk producer, with a large portion of the milk being used to make cheese.
IIS.
Goat.
Yes. It's related to the sheep, and it is of lighter build, has horns that arch backwards, a short tail, and straight hair, and it is the goat, and we eat a lot of goat cheese. Homogenized, by the way, is bringing milk to a uniform consistency by emulsifying the fat content. And yes, you get to choose.
We'll do created nature for 40, please.
Created nature, 40 points.
A lizard is a group of vertebrates that with snakes make up some 95% of living reptiles.
Lost.
Amphibians.
IIS, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
The interesting thing is that some of the lizards can make sounds. This is a small lizard that can be found chiefly in tropical climates. It is a small, harmless nocturnal reptile with soft skin, a short, stout body, a large head, and weak limbs, often equipped with suction-padded digits. What is this lizard that can make audible sounds?
IIS, 5 seconds. IIS.
Gecko?
That is true. And IIS, you get to choose.
We'll finish the category, please.
All right, created nature, 50 points.
This is the only animal with two different names that change with the color of its coat. In winter, when its coat turns white, the animal is called the ermine. And in summer, when its coat assumes a reddish-brown color, it earns its popular name, this. It has...
IIS.
Mink?
Lost, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
It has a long, slender body which enables it to follow its prey into burrows. Its tail is typically almost as long as the rest of its body. What is this animal?
Lost, 5 seconds. Lost.
Mongoose.
Now, I'm just going to give it away with this hint. We have this popular little ditty called Pop Goes the IIS.
Weasel.
Yes. And you get to choose IIS.
Literature fans? For 10, please.
Literature fans, 10 points. Written in 1380, this is a collection of colorful tales told by 30 people gathered at an inn as a stop on their pilgrimage. Lost.
Gulliver Travels.
IIS, it is your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. The book takes the form of each character telling his or her story. The Handmaid's Tale, the Miller's Tale, etc. In the story, the drunken pilgrims try to outdo each other by telling the most outlandish and interesting stories. What is the title of this masterpiece by English poet Geoffrey Chaucer? IIS, 5 seconds. IIS.
Canterbury Tales?
Yes. And IIS, you get to choose.
Literature fans for 20, please.
Literature fans, 20 points. This book was heralded as being one of the few impartial portrayals of the World War. The author of the book was born in Germany in 1898 and was drafted in 1916. The experience gave him the real-life experience from which to construct his famous novel. First published in 1929, this book by Erich Maria Remarque is a grim account of life and mostly death in the trenches.
All's quiet on the Western Front.
During World War I in Europe, all quiet on the Western Front. And Lost, it's good to see you on the board. You get to choose.
Literature fans for 30, please.
Literature fans, 30 points. This person was the only American playwright to have won the Nobel Prize for Literature. He won it in 1936. He also won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama 3 times. The Iceman Cometh and Long Day's Journey into Night are among his famous plays that deal deeply with the complexity of the human psychology. Who is this American playwright, best known for explorations into the darker aspects of human nature? The Iceman Cometh, Long Day's Journey into Night, Lost.
Samuel Beckett.
IIS, 5 seconds. IIS.
Neil Simon?
Eugene O'Neill is the playwright that we were going for. Why don't we go with Easy Jazz, 10 points.
Hello, greetings to all our Contenders fans out there. I am Danny Jung. It's been 4 years since the last album came out, and I feel it's such a privilege to be with you today and to introduce my new album, Right on Time. We will be taking some time to talk about jazz today, and I think we're right on time to talk about it. Many people think jazz is very complicated and complex. They think it's not easy to understand, such as pop music and Korean pop. Actually, jazz is no different than any other music genre out there. You just listen, feel along as you follow the rhythm, and most importantly, you should just enjoy it. Today, I have some common jazz questions. After today, you will see that jazz is not that difficult at all. As you would probably all know, I play the saxophone. To me, the saxophone is part of my body. Okay, here's the first question. Which of the following is an incorrect connection between a jazz musician and his or her corresponding instrument? Now, number 1, Louis Armstrong, trumpet. 2, Stan Getz, saxophone. 3, Billie Holiday, bass. 4, Duke Ellington, piano.
Lost.
I guess.
Billie Holiday.
He's a singer. And Lost, you get to choose.
Oh, go back over here.
I think easy jazz. Easy jazz, 20, please.
Easy jazz, 20 points.
This person was the first musician to put together a jazz trio consisting of piano, guitar, and the bass. He began his performing career in the mid-1930s while he was still a young teen. His older brother Eddie, a bassist, soon joined his band and they first recorded in 1936. They had some success as a local band in and around Chicago. His notable songs were Mona Lisa and Unforgettable. Who is this singer and...
IIS.
Nat King Cole.
Yes. His daughter Natalie and his younger brother Freddie are both singers. And IIS, you get to choose.
Brit history, please. For
In Brit-
10.
In Brit history, 10 points.
In 1963, this person became the only foreign statesman to have been made an honorary citizen of the U.S. President John F. Kennedy awarded him the honor. At the beginning of the Cold War, this person...
Lost.
Winston Churchill.
He coined the term Iron Curtain, a phrase that entered the public consciousness after the speech in 1946. He's a very famous orator. And the British politician is best known as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during World War II. And Lost, you get to choose.
Let's try In Brit History for 20.
In Brit history, 20 points.
This queen was educated at the hands of Cambridge scholars. She had the good sense to choose qualified advisors to guide the spinster queen's reign to solid success. She is the only British monarch to reign but never to marry.
IIS.
Queen Elizabeth I.
Yes. She was the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, who was beheaded. And her name came to define the time in which she lived, an age of cultural progress and prosperity for England. It's not because she didn't have suitors. She had many of them. And IIS, you get to choose.
In Brit history for 30, please.
In Brit history, 30 points.
This piece of the wedding cake was the only piece to cost just under $30,000. It was a memento from the royal wedding of this couple on June 3rd.
Lost.
Prince Charles and Lady Diana.
IIS, it is your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
June 3rd, 1937. After having been preserved in its original box for 67 years, the piece was sold at Sotheby's auction on February 7th, 1998. Their love story was the romance that led to the abdication of a king. Who is this couple whose romance is also being called the love of the century?
IIS, 5 seconds. IIS.
Wallace Simpson and King Edward.
Edward VIII and Wallace Simpson, or the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. To some, this was the story of love of the century. To others, it was a scandal that threatened to weaken the British monarchy. And IIS, you get to choose.
In Brit history for 40, please.
In Brit history, 40 points.
This king is the only British monarch to pawn his own crown. In 1417, he received 800 pounds from the Abbot of Westminster to finance the 100 Years' War. The jewel-encrusted crown was well undersold, but it was the only thing he could do to pay the troops, mostly knights, maintain the armor, and feed his men and horses. He made England one of the strongest kingdoms in Europe during the 100 Years' War with France.
IIS.
Who's Richard Blindheart?
Lost, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
Who is this?
Lost, 5 seconds. It is a chronicle play in a series of 5 acts by William Shakespeare. IIS.
Henry VIII.
Lost.
Henry V?
Yes. And Lost, you get to choose.
Let's try In Brit History for 50.
In Brit history, closing the category, 50 points.
All right, for 50 points. This queen is the only queen in history to have sat on both the French and the British thrones. She was married twice. Her first marriage with Louis VII of France was annulled in 1152. She then married Henry, Duke of Normandy and Count of Anjou, who would later become King Henry II of England. Her marriage with Henry brought forth some 400 years of strife between England and France. Who is she?
She was one of the most powerful women of the Middle Ages, richest and most powerful woman in Europe during her lifetime. She produced 2 English kings, Richard the Lionheart and John. Mom to both of them. And we would have heard her name spoken in many movies. 3-syllable name. IIS.
No, I don't know.
I do know this and I can't think.
Lost, 5 seconds. Lost.
Queen Elizabeth?
Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine. And why don't we go with literature fans, 40 points. This writer was offered a Nobel Prize in Literature in 1964. He was the only honoree to turn down the prize voluntarily on the grounds that such honors could interfere with a writer's responsibilities to his or her readers. His major works are Being and Nothingness, No Exit, and more. His longtime companion was Simone de Beauvoir, who is this French existentialist philosopher, novelist, and critic. L'être et néant and huis clos are the French names. French. Simone de Beauvoir was his longtime companion. Now, IIS.
Jean-Paul Sartre?
Yes, it is Sartre. What would you like to have next?
We'll finish literature, please, for 50.
Surely, literature fans, 50 points. This is the only Shakespearean play made into a science fiction film. This film is Forbidden Planet, released in 1956 by MGM. It is about an expatriate with a daughter and a robot, Robbie the robot. They build an empire and it is visited by some space travelers. As a play, this work belongs to the class of plays commonly grouped as his late romances. In these plays, Shakespeare displays his concern for family ties and reconciliation in a typical myth-like setting. What is this tale? Title of the tale. The title of the Shakespearean play. It is one of William Shakespeare's last plays where Ferdinand, Miranda, and her father, the sorcerer Prospero, make their appearance. Prospero. IIS.
The Merchant of Venice?
Lost, 5 seconds. Lost.
Much Ado About Nothing?
The Tempest. And why don't we move on to Easy Jazz, 40 points.
A frequently repeated legend alleges that Louis Armstrong invented this on the spot when he dropped the lyric sheet while singing on his recording of Heebie Jeebies in 1926. The story is false and Armstrong himself made no such claim. It is vocalizing either wordlessly or with nonsense words and syllables, as in chorus.
IIS.
What is scat?
Yes, scat. A type of mouth music. Ella Fitzgerald is known for her purity of tone, horn-like improvisational ability, particularly her scat singing. Easy jazz, 50 points.
This musical genre evolved from jazz, but was essentially dance music, and thus laid more emphasis on appealing big band arrangements that
Lost.
Swing music?
Yes. And dance is a group of related street dances that involve from Lindy Hop, and it's a partner dance where the couple consists of a lead and follow who share a connection. And very strong last answer there. However, IIS, you win second time in a row. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
Lost, it was great having you on our show. One of you for the second time. What do you want to say to your supporters?
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you for supporting us.
All right, it was great having you on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And IIS, you have marked your second win, surprised your supporters. So
No
what do you
doubt.
want to say?
I want to thank our academic coaches, Kathy and Anita, and I want to say hi to my first graders at Indian Head School.
Great. And?
And hi to all my kids who had a nice study holiday today, didn't have to do any work.
All right, congratulations again on your second win. Team IIS marked its second win in a row. We'll see them again next week. Join us again then. Bye-bye.